We get a jingle in.
Yeah, I reckon we'll go for a jingle. Normally freeze. Oh, no
We're
freeze.
playing.
Let's go. Alright, welcome back, guys.
Yeah, welcome back to the pod.
Yeah, this is actually episode 13. Last week I said it wasn't, it was 12.
I was getting confused.
Yeah,
So, moral of the story, don't trust George.
no.
But yeah,
What
we
gonna
went
do
to
this
Lommel
week?
at the weekend.
Yeah,
That was pretty good. I
I'm
liked
ill.
it. You're ill?
Yeah,
Why?
it just made me feel rough.
Oh.
We got
Too
there
much
at like,
sun?
yeah, I think it's probably a mixture of just about everything that you can do bad. I did.
Oh, right.
I didn't sleep.
Yeah, it's a good job Adam wasn't there with you, wasn't it?
Well, as much as Adam is the coach, he's pretty good at doing all the things that you shouldn't do as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I think you've got to try
You've got to
out
be able to
the
do it
bad
all,
things,
haven't you? You've got to be an all-rounder. Like, you need to be able to drink, you need to be able to have fun, and do your training.
Work hard, play hard.
Exactly. Adam's done both.
Yeah.
Turns out he used to be in a band.
Yeah, we've had all of that.
He didn't tell us the name of it, though, so
Yeah.
anyone can get that information. Right, so it must be something sketchy.
Yeah. If anyone knows, they give us a shout. But I thought Lommel was a sick GP.
Oh, it's so good.
The racing was sick.
Yeah.
The Bizzle tent was sick.
The beer tent was... Saturday night was really good in the beer tent. Friday night, music was terrible. I didn't really understand why they're playing that music Friday night. But Saturday night, it was good.
I don't know. Return of Veldman.
Yeah.
Return of Backs.
That's
Pretty happy
sick,
about
that. Yeah, it was good to go for all those reasons. The group A and B was unbelievably unbalanced, though, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
Saturday, A was ridiculously strong.
Yeah, B was like sport class, wasn't it?
It was like the NK.
Mm.
My Sunday racing, I haven't seen a GP. Like, you couldn't tell 25 minutes into the race who was going to win.
No. Well, at one point, there's a good race going on, wasn't there, in the second race between Backs, Lefrink, and Hermans. And at one point, Backs
Cuba
was
was
in
off
front.
of it at
Yeah.
that point. Wasn't
He was gone, wasn't
Yeah.
he? And Backs, Hermans, Lefrink. Hermans was making a move on Backs. We was all watching that. And Lefrink passed the pair of them.
Yeah, in a straight, one straight. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so good.
But then obviously Backs got penalised for passing all wave yellows.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what happened there, but it's a bit of a tough one at Lommel, isn't it? Because I guarantee it was all, he hasn't set a pass up and then
No, he
purposely
might have just
done
gone
it.
by, yeah.
Yeah, because someone's gone in a different line or whatever. So, a bit of a grey area, but I'm sure he doesn't care.
No, I think
He's
he
not
just
there
said
for
that
the
he
points.
won, basically, didn't
Yeah, we did. So,
Yeah.
No, Lefrink's first podium
he? Yeah.
on top.
Brett was on the podium again.
Brett was on the box.
Yeah.
Not
It's good.
bad. Not a bad weekend.
Yeah. Got
English
burnt.
lads and it's got burnt.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
It was hot, wasn't it?
Jim got pissed.
Yeah. Literally. The van got pissed.
We'll leave it a few weeks before we get onto that subject.
Yeah.
So we could proper we'll keep while it's still fresh, while we can still smell it. We'll keep it under wraps. So
Yeah.
once the smell's gone,
That's
it's
why
all
I'm
dealt
quite
with.
happy I've got a cold, actually.
Yeah. So no, it's good. How did you enjoy Lommel, Mike?
Not too good.
Oh, what was that?
Spikes up, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, just struggled Saturday. The Russian tyres, not. It just, I don't like the way the bike handles with that in it.
Nah, that's shit tyre, that is. I think the right chairs seem to get away with it, but I don't know if it's because the track might be deeper for them than it is for us.
I don't know.
I think the Mitas is good enough.
I feel like people just follow the crowd.
Yeah.
Like everyone just runs a Russian.
And also, I haven't ridden with a Russian in with a moose, and that probably would make a difference.
Would have been a bit squidgy.
Yeah, because like we run it.
Does anyone run it over me?
Yeah, everyone.
Why?
They all do it at the top, I think.
Well, you got to risk getting a puncher, though.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah, but I thought the reason they don't run them is because you can't get one big enough without breaking the bead of the.
I'm sure that because Davey advertises them with a moose.
Oh, maybe.
So, I'm sure that they do.
Yeah. Thing is, if they just ban the Russian tyres,
Well, keep going. You're good. Keep going.
then people wouldn't. You can't get hold of them anymore, and I guess you wouldn't need one of them if everyone runs smaller tyres.
No.
So, but I don't know. I never use it 'cause I think it's shit. So.
Yeah, I don't like them. I've got two. I was going to bring them, try and sell them, but I forgot.
Yeah, I've got two as well.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
too scared to sell them just in case I change my mind because it turns out I actually talk shit a lot of the time.
Yeah, sometimes you just pretend like you hate something, or you just think you hate something, and you
Yeah, no,
still
but
go back to it.
But you put it back on and you go, I don't like that still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, yeah. So I don't know, but Yeah, you had a bit of a shit weekend, really, didn't you? Still scored a few points, but
I think you got to start getting stuck in at Dutch Championship a little bit.
When?
Before Lommel comes up in the future. Do a bit of Dutch Championship.
I don't think Dutch Championship's a good idea.
I think it is.
I reckon if you just went and rode the sand, like just go to
Yeah,
Lommel.
but like that's what I mean. You've got to do something, like because you're going to the sand. Ryan's not done really any sand riding before.
We couldn't tell. But
and you go to the Dutch, you have a shit time. It's rubbish. You always get stuck. Someone crashes in front of you. Bike breaks. Freeze your tits off. But normally, then when you go to the Grand Prix, you're one step ahead, aren't you?
Yeah, but it ain't shit because they're spread out for such a long way in the day.
Yeah, there is a bit of that, but
do you not?
It's still a better day than the British.
Do you not think it'd be more beneficial just going and slogging it round Lommel with the like when you go there with solos?
It's nothing like it.
Yeah, I know, but it's still riding sand. Like you can get.
I would
so
say
much
yeah,
more bike
and I would say no.
Because when we go to a Dutch, we just ride around like that all day.
Yeah, I mean, it's better the more people are there, really.
Yeah. To be fair, Jake done that Dutch, didn't he? And he was good at the weekend as well. So.
Yeah. He was 5th in the NK group.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? But
yeah.
I feel like
I
your
think you need to go
LC4
racing.
lamp. I feel like the LC4 lamp. You know, it's not that good. Leffering only won on it, so.
I think the LC4 is so good in the sand. It's more. I reckon it's better than Zarbo in the sand.
But your bike wasn't running right all weekend. Which, if you got it running right yet, it's currently Thursday before the British Championship. Is it running yet?
No, still dead.
Well, what's up with it?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Doesn't work. No bang bang.
No bang bang.
Pops.
Yeah, it's got pops, but no bang.
It pops and squeezes, just doesn't bang and blow.
No.
Yeah.
The banging.
We ain't got to the bottom of what.
The banging
actually
and blowing's the good bit
broke
in
on
it
it.
normally.
At least it properly broke. Like, it wasn't just like a stupid reason that it broke down. And like when Dan turned the fuel off at Canada Heights and broke down at the top of the start straight.
Yeah, but you've got to think. I fixed that in about 5 minutes.
There is that.
Once I realised. So there is a bit of
But when did you
method to my
realise?
stupidity. After the race.
Yeah, the race was
And
done.
I did lie about it for a few days afterwards until your dad was about to start taking the engine out of the bike because it wouldn't run, and because I told him it had seized up, and then I said
Don't
I
do
left
that.
the fuel off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good idea.
But he took it well, so it's fine.
Donut.
Yeah,
That was the weekend I didn't do any practice starts. And then me and Dad had a big argument about it because I didn't do any starts or whatever. And I was like, oh, it's pointless because we're not going off the concrete or whatever. And then literally as soon as we started in the first race, chain snapped. Literally,
I bet you went off
I
his
literally
head.
just dropped the clutch and the chain snapped straight away. And it would have done it, obviously, on the practice starts. but
Was you running split links at the time or rivet links?
I don't know.
Because if you was running split links, that could have just been the clip popped off
Yeah.
when it rolled in the van.
yeah. Well, we don't know now. But Lommel recapped. In the words of Endo, feel free to go to Lommel next year by all means, but for fuck's sake, leave the bike at home. Because that probably ruined a good
I'd
weekend
actually
for
say
you.
it did ruin a good. I had a brilliant weekend.
Well, you two will be riding next year, and I'll be fucking in the beer tent all night. You know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
No, I'll leave
Then
the
I
bike
can
at home.
sit in the sun and get sunburnt and drink
Yeah.
beer.
Sat on that bank all day.
Getting watered by the track, that was
Yeah,
quite
it's
good,
good,
wasn't
yeah.
it?
Davey could do with improving.
To be
it on
fair,
the
I'd
roads and
probably
stuff.
throw beer over you as you come round. That's the only
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah,
Get-
I
get
got
all
a,
sticky up.
Well, I allegedly got a bollocking this weekend because someone that looked a bit like Dan Foden was over the fences on the track during the sighting lap.
Oh, you actually got bollocking?
Out,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Oh.
Wasn't confirmed. Wasn't an official
Oh, I
one.
see.
No one really knows it. You know, it's just someone looked like Dan Foden.
Yeah, it looked like Dan Foden. So some proper good-looking chap was giving it large on sighting lap. So don't do that again, whoever you are.
I think that should be allowed.
Yeah, definitely. They do it in nations, don't they? Solo nations.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
What about the? Should we talk about support class?
oh, that was brilliant, wasn't it?
That's probably one of the best.
Stephen Moody and Harley Moody, Sand Kings. Sand Kings. I'll tell you what, Baxter's going to be wearing them safety goggles next week, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon. How many laps do you reckon he managed with his goggles on in practice?
I actually, didn't he take them off on the first lap?
Oh yeah, because he crashed on the first
Yeah,
lap. Yeah, and then
To be fair, I'll give it to him. They was having a good go.
they went out fast. Yeah,
And it was brilliant
and
because
then they went back over front.
they
Well, I
were,
think
they were actually going well, but just kept crashing and going well.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see that. And like, basically they were having a proper hare and the tortoise with Ollie Peters, weren't they?
Yeah.
And we were loving it. And guess what? Tortoise won.
Tortoise did win, yeah. Finished the races.
Yeah. Well, didn't finish. Did he finish second race?
Yeah.
Still finished it, yeah.
12. Oh no, I was a bit further back than that, I think.
Reese hurt his thumb, didn't he?
What did they crash?
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Well, I thought he broke his thumb.
Well, Reese come over and I said, "What have you done to your thumb? Why is it in a bandage?" And he said, "I've torn the ligaments, done this, done that." I said, "Oh, stop being a minge. Been minging about, saying you've torn your ligaments. Of course you haven't torn your ligaments. Get over it." Well, he's torn his ligaments and broke his thumb.
That's what I said to Jim when he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
So don't take your boot off. He was like, "Why?" I was like, "Well, I learnt more.
You going back
You
out?
won't be able to ride." He was like, "No, I know I won't be able to ride. I don't want to ride." I was like, "No, keep your boot on."
But yeah, it was brilliant. There was a lot of crashing. There was at one point there must have been a rut that just went off the side of one of the jumps.
Yeah.
Everyone just riding off the side of the jump.
It was that was
brilliant.
funny. Roger Lagermatt was just riding around the inside of the track.
Yeah, just
Three
That
no
laps.
wasn't even on the track.
You know
He's
the long
following-
left where we were stood on the first day?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, after that, he just plopped off the side of the track, went round the whole next bit on the inside.
What,
and
on
just
the
came back. Yeah.
I reckon you see Brett and Joe do it.
It was funny. It was.
Yeah, but oh well, look savage.
So how comes, yeah, they're just going on about you can get off the track. Why is there no fencing or netting there to stop people being able to do that?
Well, I don't really know. I don't know what the
See,
rule is with
Normally,
yellow
you'd be in the
netting.
green netting, wouldn't you? Like,
Yeah.
if he was off the track.
Like, I don't really understand what the crack is with the green net and why have it if you don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it wasn't there anyhow, was it?
No.
They should have put a pond there. Really, that would have made for some great
The
videos.
Latvians were getting in the pond
Yeah.
in the breaks. So
Can't say I blame them.
that was good.
Or
But-
but they stunk.
While we're on the subject of support races and crashes and whatever, the NK Clappers have asked us to do them a shout out.
Yeah,
which
you
is,
know more about the NK Clap. I don't know if I'm into the NK Clappers or if I follow them or anything.
Well, it's basically just some people that do a rubbish video of everyone.
I saw their
crashing
video and it had like the you know, like the guy pretending
and-
to do.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like pretending to be like a funfair announcer, isn't he? I don't know if
Yeah,
they
yeah.
understand what that is or not. But they put it on the video.
Yeah.
It's funny, yeah. It's a kid in his bedroom going,
And his
"Okay, let's go."
And his dad sitting there as well.
I think it's his mate. Yeah. It's funny,
Yeah,
it is.
so I don't know. Look it up on Instagram. NK Clappers. Clappers is
Yeah.
spelled weirdly with a
Like
K. or
Sidecar
something.
reels.
So yeah, they're big up. Whatever. You can't hear it on your thing, can you?
I don't know.
Oh well, we'll just deal with it. Yeah. So before that, you was in Poland. No crashing in Poland, was there?
Poland's good, wasn't it?
Oh, there was nearly a big crash on that jump. That double was meant to be really easy
Oh
last
yeah,
year.
Ryan smashed his chin, didn't he?
What, down the hill? Big one.
Yeah, yeah. Just fucking slam.
It looked a bit different this year.
It was like that. The fucking takeoff was like fucking like this.
Oh.
I just went down there, you know, just sort of pretty easy. Just go off at about this sort of speed, and
Oh.
as soon as I took, you know, as soon as you take off, you think this.
I remember
is
going off
fucking
that
short.
fast. I remember going off that really fast. They put a split section in as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
I reckon they should ban split sections from sidecar tracks.
To be
Yeah,
fair, it
That
wasn't
shit.
actually that bad.
The
think
only
they're
time
shit.
you should do a split section, right, is that if they actually done it as like, you know, the ones where it's like 2 corners long.
Yeah.
So it actually separates that one and that
Yeah.
one, and like they figure it out so that it's a good place to pass because you can work. Like it works out pretty equal.
Yeah,
so
but what happens is you put a split section in and the inside's always faster.
yeah.
So the split section's not big enough, basically.
all it
like,
does is make the track that wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to make it so the split section's actually tall.
Yeah.
So you have to go up it and down it, and then
Yeah.
then the person around the outside can actually
Yeah.
pass.
Perfect one is Dean Moore, isn't it? After them tabletops.
Yeah.
They've made the inside like a stopper jump. So if you're feeling pretty brave, you can jump off it. And
You go
if
full
the per-
send off it.
yeah. and I've been passed around the outside there. I've been passed at the inside there.
Yeah.
Like it works well, but people have just got to think about it a little bit instead of just making a little lump on the inside.
Yeah, it's just pointless for a sidecar, basically.
So that's a little rant over. Where did you finish in Poland? Killswitch come out in one race, didn't it? You got a good start. Killswitch come out.
Yeah.
Come from the back to
Yeah.
was it 13th?
Barry thought you was Brett, and then was going on about Brett's kill switches keep coming out, even though I want Brett.
Right, fair. Your Killswitch don't go in, do they?
What?
When he's trying to start the bike at Lommel, no Killswitch in.
Wasn't me starting the bike when they fucking kill switch and have, you know.
Have you tried that
Yeah,
while
tried that
fixing
this
it?
week.
What's that?
Put the
Kill
Killswitch in.
switch.
Kill switch has been in. Kill switch has been
Oh.
disconnected.
Oh yeah, you can just disconnect it, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then so what? 13, 12 was it?
Yeah, it's all right, yeah.
Where are you in the world now?
Shit now, it's like 14th or something now.
So you've probably done about 2 hours driving per point that weekend.
Yep.
It's good going, isn't it?
I've done worse. I've done much worse than that.
Yeah, that's how we should work out our averages, shouldn't we? Whether it's a good weekend or not. You need to do like 1.5 points per hour of driving.
Yeah. Yeah, but when you go to Ukraine and that, you're never going to do any good, are you? Even
Well,
Bax is on about half a point an hour.
Just don't go then.
Yeah, you shouldn't go.
Exactly. If it's not going to be 1.5 points an hour, we ain't going.
Yeah, anyway, in Poland, yeah, I stopped doing a couple of the jumps. I thought,
Yeah.
fucking hell. Bike feels all over the shop. Anyway, they're like, nah, nothing wrong with the bike. If I can get hold of the swing arm, fucking like the swing arm's wobbling around, it's completely fucked, right? Completely fucked. The rollers are fucked. You know the bushes?
Yeah.
Where the bearings have like all gone yet, it's actually worn the bushes away.
Oh,
Oh dear.
he was like cocking.
So when I was accelerating towards the jump, yeah, and just rolled off a little bit, it'd obviously pull it round a bit,
Yeah.
and it would keep unsettling the bike like that, and I just couldn't get my head round.
I hope you're just giving Ryan a bollocking about it.
Yeah,
I weren't happy. I thought, what's going on?
Yeah. I'd be losing it over that, I would.
Yeah. Oh man.
And then half goes, yeah, it'd be alright for Lommel.
Hey.
Yeah, it'd be fine for Lommel. I was like, nah. That's why
Well,
I beat all the bearings.
I do understand what he's saying. You don't want to be putting new bearings in for a SAT meeting.
No.
There's no jumps at Lommel either, so I think he'd have been alright.
Mate, can you imagine it? My swing arm would have been round by the front wheel.
Yeah.
By the end, after you wiggled through them ruts.
Ooh. I think you'd have been alright.
Yeah, I suppose I still would have broke down, so it don't matter, does it?
Yeah. I thought we could introduce a little injury segment into the pod. Like,
Yeah.
remember our injured
So
fellows.
we've got Kerwin on there already.
Reece Kerwin. Get well soon.
Wyman.
Thomas
No.
Wyman. Joshua Wyman.
Joshua Wyman.
Broke his back.
Have you? Do you know the what?
Spinal.
Spinal?
Broke his back in a motorcycle.
Has he had
accident.
a op yet?
I believe so. I heard he was having an op in
Deutschland.
Can't,
So he actually went
can't
back to
reveal where I've
Germany.
heard it from.
Oh.
But yeah, he went back to Germany.
So he didn't want to do it.
No, that's what Noah said. He said he didn't want it there.
They wanted German engineering.
Yeah.
So yeah, Wyman broke his back. What did Gwendol do?
Collarbone. Clavicle.
Karkrev done a clavicle.
Yeah.
Jeffrey done a clavicle.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Any more injuries? Poland injuries? No.
Just trying to think now.
Well, Adrian Peter got landed on something, didn't he? So,
Oh yeah, but Peter didn't go out, did he? And he
No, he went out in the first race. I never even noticed, to be honest, but I see him stood watching the second race. Apparently someone landed on him. Was it you?
I'm not guilty for that one.
Oh, was he in the NK group on the Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in B group. Yeah,
I feel like there's more.
so get well soon. If we think of any,
Bronman's injured, didn't he? Broke his wrist in Brew.
Yeah,
Have we done a pod since Brew?
Jim's injured.
Jim's injured.
We can do a Jim update actually.
Yeah, Jim's had his LCL
Jim
put back on his leg.
himself.
He's been really careful with it.
Yeah, he's doing good rehab. I see him cycling actually. Yesterday.
He did do a 10-minute cycle yesterday, which is a good start.
Gentle.
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah,
actually focused to actually ride again?
Yeah, he wants to. Yeah.
Big up Jimmer.
He's a little bit one of those people, just like,
No, I think he'll be
He
all
seemed
over
pretty
it.
keen when I
Yeah.
spoke to him at the weekend. But no,
oh, when he's got a beard down his neck.
he
Yeah.
he had, what did he have? His LCL off the bone.
Yeah.
So they've anchored it back on the bone.
It's just the rehab now.
They actually told him how long it's going to take. Because in
No.
my opinion, it's only bone. Like, has he actually damaged the ligament or not?
Well, it's-
From what I can tell, he hasn't damaged the ligament, has he?
No, it's just got ripped off the bone.
Yeah. So you basically, you got to wait for the
6
bone to heal
weeks.
back to the ligament.
6 weeks, then, isn't it?
Well,
Probably.
he ain't got away then because they've screwed it back on.
Stapled. Yeah, but you have to wait.
Yeah,
It does
yeah.
actually like fuse back to it again.
Well, I think he gave it a good test this weekend, and it seems alright. Maybe the wound
Yeah.
maybe didn't
Yeah, the
stand
wound
up
didn't
to the
survive,
test,
but the he was going.
Does he actually know how he done it?
What, the wound?
Well, no, how he actually what he was doing to break that off.
straight leg there.
Straight legger, wasn't it? Well, that's what he said.
Well, everyone know now. No straight legging.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well.
Knees bent, that's basics, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, just get rid of the GPs. Bored of them.
Yeah. What about a little question segment?
Yeah, we'll do a question segment because we've got quite a lot of them.
Any good ones?
Loads, mate.
Kate Murch said, "Is Dodgy Hodge coming to Marder this year?" I had a couple of Marder ones actually. Tilo mentioned Marder.
I find when you've done a whole GP season, you normally get to Marder and you're sick of bikes, aren't you?
No, I'm gonna go.
But if you're going, then that's good for you, isn't it? But
I might do a bit of passengering. You know, might be my new thing for next year.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. That's what Tilo said about a bit of passengering at Marder. I fancy that.
Do you know what I mean? I could sell everything, rock up, kit bag and helmets.
Yeah, goggles. No goggles.
no goggles,
No money.
beer tokens
Oh, I
only.
could be good at that.
Yeah. Unfit.
Yep.
You don't even need to bring a wallet because Jim's got a beer token wallet on him at all times.
Yeah.
14 he can fit in there.
14 in there. Bit smelly. Smells like the van.
Yeah. Questions. Oh, people asked me how I got on at Narberth. After we slagged the twin shocks off, I said, I think I might have said at one point I would never race a twin shock ever because they're so dangerous. But it turns out I actually talked bollocks.
Yeah.
Because Horton rang me up. He asked me if I wanted to do Narberth. I said, yeah. He said, there's a beer tent. I said, go on then.
Yeah.
So I went to Narberth. Yeah, sort of not going back on my word. Had an argument with loads of the twin shot boys. Broke down a few times.
How many bikes?
Well, I was meant to ride.
Say you took one bike with you.
I didn't take any
No,
bikes.
but say you had one.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
bike's broke.
I would have been going home before I'd left.
Exactly.
Before I left to get there. Because Paul rang me up and said, the bike that we're meant to be using is not working. So that was done before I even got there. And then we got lent a bike by Kev Feltham. And I rode it and thought, not for me. Didn't
What was
really
it?
enjoy it. It was an EML thing, but I think he's cut quite a lot of it about and that, and it's got a yam in it. And I think the clutch was slipping a little bit. Didn't really change gear very well. I don't know, it just wasn't very nice, and I sort of rode round and got a bad start. I reckon I missed more gears than what I got.
Oh.
I didn't tell him that either, so you might want to drain your oil. But yeah, it's just.
What was that, a practice session?
And the first race. So
Oh,
I think
did-
I finished 5th or something
Oh, right.
in the first one. And then second race, so that bike was done after that. They've come up to me and said, bike's done. I was like, so? Come on. Second race, they managed to find me another bike. Went out on the other bike. It was actually like a nice yam wasp, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It was alright. Rode round, first lap, fuel tank's falling off.
Oh.
But we was having a good race up because Humphrey was riding, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So we was having a good little race up for the lead. And then the fuel tank fell off. And then last lap, the fuel lines come off it. So we actually stopped and fixed it on the track. And the last race, thought, you know what? Fuck it. Just went flat out, whole shot, cleared up,
Nice.
won it. Turns out it was a £100 whole shot money.
You get
for that
money?
race, yeah.
Did you get it?
£100, yeah. Get up.
There's more money in twin shocks than it's modern.
Well, I actually made money from going there because I only done 70 quid in diesel.
Oh, right.
And I didn't spend any money on beer either, so.
No beer money.
No.
Forgot we actually properly joined the Ram Club at the weekend as well.
Yeah, I've got that in the notes.
Have you?
We're going to do a Ram Club review, yeah.
Oh, right, cool.
So, yeah, the twin shocking. There are a few youngsters there. There's a couple of youngsters that I was grooming while I was there. Yeah, a bit of grooming.
Nice.
So hopefully at some point, there's Peck Brothers. I'll give them a shout out.
Yeah.
They listen to the pod.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the Peck brothers. That's who I was probably aiming at, really.
They've just started and they actually go quite well. Like,
Yeah.
but
Well,
and they-
how did they just start?
well, I
With
don't
an
know.
old
I
crapper?
didn't get into that, but
Yeah, but
basically-
somewhere along the line, someone's gone, this is what you want to buy one of these.
yeah,
And whoever that person was,
get
they,
out.
they must be old or just go away.
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so they'll be on a modern soon. I reckon we could bully them into it.
Yeah, I reckon we should.
Right, more questions. Would you consider riding a right-hand chair to get a passenger?
Me?
Anyone? Any one of us?
No. I spoke to Cops at the weekend and he said he wasn't loving it.
Oh, why?
I've not ridden one. for
He
long
just
enough
says it's
to know.
like, thing is that a lot of the things you do when you ride a bike, you're not actually thinking about it, are you? You're just doing it.
Yeah.
And he said it's all right most of 90% of the time until you need your instincts to kick in to get you out of trouble, and they don't kick in, and then you crash.
Well, that's
yeah,
what
but didn't he used to crash just as much on the left as he does on the right?
Yeah.
So,
No, I don't know.
so
I
the
don't know. I don't
instinct
know.
of going either way, you crash, don't you?
Cops might have just fixed it for you. I don't know.
I mean, there's some crashes.
Get a stabiliser on the other
Yeah,
side.
maybe you're just gonna be a crasher.
Yeah. Yeah, I obviously I'd done a year on right hand chair.
How much
And
crashes you do?
quite a lot, if
Yeah.
I'm honest. It is pretty
Because
much.
you must know, because you know how fast you need to go.
Yeah. It's pretty much like he says, like, basically, I could ride the bike fast. The biggest thing I struggle with, I could ride the bike fast, and on an easy track, I could be pretty good. But as soon as you go to a GP, when it's a long race, whatever, you can't ride it on instinct. So when you start to get a bit tired and you're trying to ride efficiently, I just couldn't ride efficient.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but that's because you didn't give it enough time to ride it.
Yeah, but it wasn't getting any better. Like,
Yeah, no,
I
but
basically got my speed.
Yeah, but you jumped in the deep end of the pool straight away, and you were trying
Yeah,
to chase
I do
it.
think it will come. Like the cops, it's got to come eventually, surely.
Yeah, but has it? Because, like,
Unless it's literally like being right and left footed.
yeah.
Is it like being right and left footed?
Well, I think what it comes down to is when you're younger, like, your brain is made to learn, isn't it? So when you get into your 20s, your brain isn't made to learn so much. So, like, what your instincts are, you're going to really struggle to get that out.
No, I do agree. I do agree.
So if you change your front and back brake round to the other way around, you couldn't get used to that.
Yeah, you could, but that's just one thing, isn't it? Whereas a right chair is a whole different.
Have you ridden
ballgame.
one?
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, I have. It was horrible. And I'd only been riding a sidecar for about 6 months.
But, like, for example, I rode quite a lot that year that I rode a right chair, put the graft in, and then I obviously made improvements slowly, like, very slowly, and then I jumped straight back on the left chair for Rudersberg GP.
Yeah, but who was passenger?
Paul Horton,
Yeah,
so
no, but
a
it's
shit
probably-
passenger.
The confidence level was probably
No,
because you've ridden left.
yeah,
You've
but
just gone. I'm back on my normal thing now.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but literally straight away it just clicked, and then I wrote, but I'd improved on a left chair because when I rode a left chair before that, I was struggling to qualify, and then it was a couple of years later, but I'd done a year on a right chair, and then I was way faster on a left chair, even though I hadn't ridden it. So
Yeah.
it's like, just straight away, like, I didn't even get on it and thought, oh, this feels a little bit weird. And I got back on my right chair and couldn't ride it.
Strange.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but didn't Lagermack? When he left and then went right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I watched Lagermatt, I'm like, does he look like he jumped back on Jake's left chair in Marder? And I'd honestly say he looked almost pretty much as fast as what he does on his right. Like, he looked comfortable on the left
Yeah.
because that's what he learned on.
I think you will always look a bit like a left chair rider riding a right chair bike.
Yeah. Maybe you should try it, mate.
Got one now.
I reckon you could do some crashing on one.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, I'll do some crashing, no doubt.
Oh, we have got one, haven't we?
Yeah.
I might be riding right chair the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe I could ring him, add him up, say, fucking me, you got to get out the weekend.
Yeah.
For the British. Oi, what you should do, yeah? Don't get Adam on. Just don't tell Ryan.
Yeah. Just roll it out.
Ryan rocks up. You probably still come top 5. But yeah, so I personally, no, not for me.
I had a question from Leon Ty, which was, do you think Bax is like the fastest sidecar rider of all time? No, I don't.
It goes in.
I'd say Williamson.
It goes in stages, though, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like when you think Williamson was backing up every year, wasn't he?
But
there was people seem to get injured, don't they? Now in the moderns, you know, a lot.
I think there's more people on the level. Like was say you've got like Hermans, Bax, Van Lucian, like they're all on that same sort of level, aren't they? When they
Yeah.
race and they're duking it out. Was Williamson there, or were the other guys just there?
Yeah.
Like Prunier, that how could Williamson go like bar for bar with Prunier on a lap time?
Yeah. Because
Like fast,
when you
2
think
seconds
when you
faster.
think like Williamson was still pushing for a title like 8 years ago. Like bear in mind he last won a title in 2012. He led the quali race at the weekend.
Yeah, true.
Like he led the quali race at the weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
he can still do it. You know, he's 50 years old or whatever he is. He's got an old passenger on. Like I reckon, and when we first started GPs, he was still having it. Like
Yeah.
for a title, I reckon he was the best.
So, do you think
He's done it in this era and the last era.
and the era before?
Yeah.
Do you think like he went? So you know, like development of sidecars. Do you
Yeah.
think Williamson, 2012, Daniel Williamson on his 2012 equipment could beat Bax now? or not, or you know,
What
do you know
an
what I
equal,
mean?
what an equal.
No, like you put him on what he was riding then with who he was riding with, 2012, or prime, like the best version of
I'd like
Williamson.
I'd like to say no. I'd like to say no.
So you don't reckon he could compete on that bike?
I don't know.
Because to me, WSP from like I've only ever ridden one from like 2015, I think, and it was pretty much same as the ones now. Like,
Yeah, I don't know whether the shocks maybe are better, but I don't know.
but Williamson must have, he would have had some good stuff,
Yeah.
wouldn't he?
I'd like to say that, yeah, I think Bax would beat him, but it would be close. It wouldn't be like.
But then equal machinery.
I mean, like, bearing in mind, like, 2012, Williamson won that is best then anyway. I wouldn't
What year
say.
do you think was? Well, you probably couldn't put it down to 1 year, could you?
No, 04, 05, 06, probably. 07,
Yeah.
08.
But then 08, 09, 10.
No, he
like-
didn't win it in 09.
Yeah, but
And then 10, he rode with Eggink.
Yeah.
11, he rode with Sven. He was good in 11. And then 12, he rode with Van Galen and Daders.
yeah. Yeah.
I think Williamson's the GOAT.
I-
He's won
I-
10 titles.
I would say he was the GOAT because he was so dominant. Like in Bax's world title years, he wasn't. It wasn't like runaway winning, was it? Like
No,
championship
went down
wise.
to the last round.
Yeah.
Or he won it in St John actually one year, didn't he?
Yeah.
The first time he won it was in St John. So it was a week to go.
Yeah.
But A. Johnson went out early in the season.
Yeah. I think of Adrianson. Adrianson was a weird one, wasn't he? Because he was a brilliant rider, but Bax was faster.
Yeah, but like what would happen every week is like Bax would beat him in the first race and then wouldn't be able to beat him in the second one.
Yeah.
And he'd be all over him, but he wouldn't be able to get by. It was good racing to watch.
Yeah. What right, two of these questions sort of relate. So, rumours about team changes and comebacks. So, what do we know about? Obviously, silly season sort of round the corner, isn't it?
Yeah,
Do we know anything we're actually allowed to talk about?
probably not.
We can sort of talk about whatever we want, can't we?
If you want, you're probably one who knows more than we do.
Well, I'm not telling anyone. Maybe if you like, maybe we should make an OnlyFans,
Yeah,
and then
secret
sit here
content.
naked, and then we could give the secrets up.
Yeah, we
to
should
the
do like
people.
extra content. I think it's called.
If I knew the secrets, I'd let them know now.
What's it called? It's not called OnlyFans. There's like a different one. It's called something else.
Yeah, we could be OnlyFans.
Yeah, but
You
it's
don't have to be naked to be on
no,
OnlyFans.
this is a different one. It's sort of a similar thing. I can't think what it's called
Why
now.
are you against it? Are you banned off OnlyFans?
No,
You back.
I've already got an account, so I can't make another one.
Yeah.
Another ball bag.
So comebacks. Well, straight away you go to Veldman.
Hang on. Should we have a little? Can we have a little pause?
Neil Toilet, let Kinge be down there.
Right, you said something about Veldman, Dan. Get on with it.
I can't remember what it was now.
About Veldman coming back.
Oh, yeah. I think you go straight. Veldman, quite a good place to start.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll come back?
I don't know. They always like. I feel like they say how much they hate sidecars, but then like they keep riding them. So why do they hate it so much?
I think Veldman will be back
I think he should.
next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, needs a bit more like at the weekend there was almost a good vibe to it, wasn't there? Because you know Veldman was back, Bax was back. It didn't seem people just seemed to be having a bit more fun,
Yeah.
like which seemed pretty good. Me and Ryan were playing badminton for about 2 hours.
Do you think
Yeah,
Bax would come back?
I think he would.
Yeah.
Like he said, when something's in your blood, and he obviously can't get rid of it. He can still come back and do it.
Yeah.
I think what happened was, personally, everyone was racing, went through COVID. Everyone stopped racing, realised there's more to life than sidecars. And now I think people come back, they've done a couple of years, thought, fuck this, like this is doing me in.
Yeah.
And then I can say personally, you step away for a bit, and then it's something that's always missing.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, but in our world, is it just the financial stress and the fucking...
Yeah, but that's got to be sort of similar sort of thing for them, lot, hasn't it?
I think it's the work. It is the work of it.
Yeah.
It's massive. Isn't
And then you stop enjoying it. Like I know that Veldman stopped riding because he stopped enjoying it. Whereas, you know, you've had a bit of time off. If you want to come back and do it. Like,
Yeah, you might if you can do it a bit more on your own terms, maybe.
yeah. So Veldman, I reckon he'll come back. With who? Don't know.
Did
Backs.
you like the bike at the weekend?
VMC bike.
Yeah.
I can't really comment on it. Don't want to throw him under the bus. Loved it. But, yeah, so Veltman, Bax, that'd be nice. Come back with his brother.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
That'd be good to watch. Another one, Varick.
Oh, I saw him riding the other week.
He was riding with Larry, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah,
They're signed, sealed, delivered for next year.
Really?
No, they're not. I made that up.
It's a bit exciting.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be quite a cool little team. They used to get on really well.
Yeah.
Nice team, fast, second in the world.
Yeah. Thought they were going to get the title.
Yeah, that'd be a good one, that would. Keep asking about me and you, George, what we're doing next year.
Well, keep it secret for now. It's early days, isn't it?
My deal's all done. I'm signed up.
Hey.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not. I think we all want to ride, don't we?
Yeah, I want to ride. See how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
See how much spinning Jim does. That's what I want to do. I want to ride with Jim.
Jim,
I want to ride with
get
Jim,
contract out. Surely Jim could be back for the end of the season.
Yeah, I reckon he might be ready for a bit of Marder or something.
Yeah, but
That's too late in the season, isn't it?
Yeah, but like,
you get
there's
him on
no
for
point rushing it, is there? Like,
Get him on for Western.
I signed up, big fat man now.
Yeah, but get him off. He jacked on me halfway through a year, so you can jack him for Western.
Yeah, it's true.
There you go. Oh, we need to mention. Is there anyone else that? Who else? I want Willickens to come back. That's what I want to come back.
He surprised me. Like, he is one like what you were just saying. He quit.
Stayed
and proper
away.
quit.
Yeah.
Don't know, but he has got another hobby.
Can everyone tag Arnie Willickens and get him to
Yeah.
just get him thinking about sidecars again?
He was good, wasn't
Really good, yeah. And he still building.
he? Yeah.
Get back on it. Get back on the horse. Who else? Who else has jacked it in? Bit too young, maybe.
I mean, Willickens was definitely too young.
There wasn't a whole lot.
Well, supposedly it's the last dance for Van Lucian.
He's got to go again, hasn't he?
Well, I don't,
If he can get, if his health's right.
he's like the same age as me, so he should be carrying on, regardless.
Yeah, no, but if he's got something wrong with him, and
Yeah, but I don't think that's like career ending, is it? I wouldn't have thought. It's just a bit poorly.
Well, he should probably finish the season out doing twin shocks because he said he's alright for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So go and do some twin shocking, Marv. And then, have a beer, enjoy yourself, and then come back to it next year and have one last dance.
No, I don't think you can talk. I don't think you can say that. I just think you've got to go at the end of the year. Right, that's it, done, or not.
you've got
Yeah.
to have it all lined up to be sold.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. Come on, Marv. Stay with us.
Yeah, we don't need to be losing anymore.
No. Yeah, we're done with that subject, I reckon. We need to shout out. Nora asked me to mention the Monster Mountain practice day thing.
Monster Mountain, 19th and 20th, or 20th and 21st of July.
I don't know, but about that sort of time. I'm going to say.
Stress Besson that weekend, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the only shame, really.
Not. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
like a motocross festival, right?
Yeah, Motocross Festival. I think there's all sorts going on. But on the Saturday, it's sidecars and quads, like open practice sort of thing. Then on the Sunday, it's a training day. So riders and passengers and what. I think I'm meant to be doing it.
Or you
Kerwin's
have all
doing
the
it.
swap round and all sorts and go on.
I think maybe you keep them on the same bikes and stuff, but just a bit of a training day, really.
Oh,
Good
that sounds
opportunity to, learn from
On
the
a proper
best.
track as well.
Proper track, yeah. And festival, which means beers.
Yeah, if you look into it, there's all sorts there. There's like top solo riders going and everything, isn't there?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, like they say MXGP riders,
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's not just the Nora thing. It's like the Nora are a part of it, but there's loads of other organisations and there's all sorts
Yes.
of
There's
different.
freestyle motocross and everything.
Yeah, there's
going
literally
on.
everything there. So that sounds like it'd be really good.
I think that'd be a mega weekend.
Yeah.
Clashes with Strass, which is a shame. So yeah, look it up. I'm sure it's 19th, 20th, 21st, that sort of thing of July.
Yeah,
Big up.
in Wales, but
Brings us on to another little subject of, like rider training.
yeah,
Obviously, I don't think we've ever really been to a proper training day. We've been to one once, didn't we?
yeah, years ago.
But
yeah.
how do you go about training riders?
I don't know.
Because we were sort of speaking about it a little bit today, can't you?
Yeah.
Say someone said to me, I want you to teach me how to jump a sidecar. You can only sort of lead them to water, can't you? And then at that point, they've just got to send themselves off it, and there's
Yeah.
probably quite a good chance they could crash.
Yeah, but like I was at D Moore once, and I was watching Tilo jump
Yeah.
like a tabletop or whatever, and I was like, and he was doing it all wrong, and I just said, you got to watch someone do something wrong and then fix it. I
Yeah.
think more so, it's like, I know what you're saying. Like so you're not just gonna be able to say to someone, right, today you're going to do that 100-foot tabletop, like. But Tilo was doing this jump, and I was
Yeah,
like,
so
no,
get
you're hanging on wrong. Like, you're both hanging on wrong. And I said, you need to just relax and just let the bike go, and then it was much better. And then,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's where videos, can't you?
Yeah, and that,
You could go
yeah.
like, on a tabletop. You could say to someone, "I want you to jump half of it, but I want you to like jump it like your feet are going to jump the jump."
Yeah.
Because body positioning, if you're going to come short or go too far, if your body position is wrong, it's getting up bad, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you should end up standing it right up.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. No.
Yeah. But I suppose, yeah, like you say, you can.
And drilling one bit of the track, like, not just riding the whole laps, like just going to one bit and just going, right, just try this, try this. And also bike setup, like, you can help people with their bike setup quite a lot, because I think like our knowledge is probably relatively decent, and you probably take it for granted when you see other people's bikes and you're like, it's miles out.
Yeah.
It's literally miles out.
Yeah.
And then you can
Yeah,
just
you're
help
probably
with,
right.
you can help with things like if they're comfortable on their bike, it's a good start, isn't it? And then
Yeah.
it comes down to bike time, really. Like, we didn't get good very quick. It took us ages, but you just have to get comfortable riding your bike.
Yeah. I suppose really what it comes down to is if you watch someone and you can improve their basic technique, then you'd work on that.
Yeah,
And
make sure
then
they're safe.
If their basic technique is pretty good and you can't really see much, then you can sort of try and teach them new things.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, like I say, a bit of bike setup and whatever.
yeah. It's
We'll
like
have to
watching
make it.
like Jack Rogers at the weekend. It's like he's not doing anything like wrong or like.
No.
It's just like you just
Need
you
to
actually
do
just
everything
need
a bit better.
just need to go a little bit faster. Like,
Yeah,
but
and
it's
just
not, it's not
use
as
a
easy
few
as that.
techniques in places.
Yeah, you just need to go a bit faster.
Yeah.
But sometimes he'll feel like he's going as fast as he can, and then at some point it will happen where he'll go faster because he'll just feel comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's doable. I'm looking forward to doing it if I get to do it.
You got to do a course or something, first aid course.
Yeah. I did think about forging it, but not allowed.
Oh, he wasn't happy about that.
No.
First aid course, that can't be hard, can it?
Yeah, but it's day off
Day
work.
off, isn't it?
Oh. No.
I'll still build the boss for it.
Can't you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
just send
Yeah.
the invoice in, boys. All right.
You're paying for it.
Maybe I'll speak to Nora.
Yeah.
Nora can pay me and I'll pay you.
Yeah, I'll make sure we're on a day rate somewhere that day.
Yeah.
Just have me on.
I liked your little subject about nations teams.
Yeah, should we a little side quest?
What? Write down the countries.
Yeah, I'll write it down quick. But basically, the little game we're going to play is it's all time
Nations team for each country.
So like nations dream teams
Yeah,
basically.
I think it's quite easy.
So if we may as well start with Great Britain.
Yeah.
So I think because this was a little question I got, who is the greatest British sidecar rider of all time?
Stuart Brown.
Stuart Brown.
No doubt.
I think you can't. Yeah,
He
most
is the goat,
decorated. I'd say the fastest in his prime.
Yeah. I think this is easy actually.
Right, Stuart Brown. I think the third rider isn't easy.
No, it is easy.
Right, Stuart Brown, second rider.
Chris Etheridge.
Chris Etheridge.
No doubt.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with Chris Etheridge. Even though he might be short, he was
He's good.
fast.
Yeah.
If the nations was at Langrish or something,
Yeah.
third rider, I think
Paul
Brett.
Millard.
I think Brett.
Do you reckon?
He's unreal at the nations.
True.
He's always unreal at the nations. Like
Because
he's proven at the nations.
yeah, I mean, he must have the best race result of a British rider at the Nations, mustn't he?
No.
So there is an argument for it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'd say Brett.
Oh,
I would say Brett.
we'll say Dan Foden. Yeah. No, I think you got to say Brett. I mean, the thing is, do you think? But like Paul Millard was like 5 times British champion, wasn't he? And he comes second in the world.
No, fifth in the world.
He come fifth. I thought he was right up there.
Tomo comes second in the world.
Oh,
Second in Europe.
is that a bit too out of the era to like
Yeah.
to bring it in?
Wasn't even a nations then when Paul Millard was riding.
True.
Not even Chris actually.
So we're going to say Stuart Brown, Chris Etheridge, and Brett Wilkinson, as long as it isn't at Chingoli.
So Chingoli, you can do it.
All right. Okay. Cool. I feel better now.
Yeah.
Right. We'll go the
Holland.
Dutch.
Yeah. Easy again.
Daniel Williamson.
Yeah.
That's without question. Etienne Bax.
Yeah.
Without question.
Number 3.
I'm looking forward to this one.
That's actually hard.
Hermans is the
I
first
think
one
it's
that comes
Hermans.
to
Yeah,
mind.
it is Hermans that comes to mind.
What other top Dutch riders have there been? Obviously, like top. Like, has any other Dutch riders won the World Championship in the last 30 years?
That's what I'm trying to think, and I can't remember. I feel like we might be doing someone disservice, but
No, I'm gonna say the Belgian one is good.
is it?
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Right, so we're gonna go Hermans.
Yeah, I think Hermans.
Obviously, Veldman, very good, but
Hermans and Velman on a similar par, I'd say, but Hermans is a few times Dutch champion, isn't he?
yeah, I think prime to prime, like on their best days, I wouldn't want to try and guess who would win out of Hermans and Veldman.
No.
Because, yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't. They're two completely different
Hermans goes on
riders.
longevity, I think.
Yeah, we'll get him on that. So, Team Belgium.
Right.
I want to start with Marv because is Marv the best Belgian rider of all time?
I'm going to say my Belgian rider knowledge isn't like that good.
What's up with you? There's 4
Yeah, I know.
mainstream.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's got to be Marv,
Yeah.
and obviously, well, I suppose
Adrian
Joris.
Hansen.
Oh fuck. Yeah, it's definitely Adrian Hansen. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can have Adrian Hansen out.
Shit, I almost forgot about Adrian Hansen. Adrian Hansen.
Yeah. What was it? We were talking about shocks the other day, weren't we? So
Yeah.
it's Adrian Hansen's dad. So who? Adrian Hansen. Fuck's Adrian Hansen? You know him, he's won world championships and that. I was like, you don't mean Adrian Hansen. He's like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Maybe.
So we'll get Adrian in.
Yeah, old A.
And then,
Number 3 is either Jan or Joris.
how do you separate Jan and Joris?
Who won the first title?
What Joris did.
Yeah, but I would have said Jan won it against more competition.
No, he didn't.
Well,
He
I
didn't.
think it's the,
Adrian Hansen was out, and so Adrian Hansen was out,
Yeah.
and so was Bax.
was out. Brownie was not out. Adrian still comes second, didn't he? But
Yeah, after missing.
Jan or Joris? Because even when they used to race each other, it was very close. I mean, I suppose you could say Joris won it when
Williams
Jan
was
was
out.
there.
Yeah, Jan
Jan
was there.
didn't win it when Joris was there.
Yeah,
So
but Joris did win it when Williamson was out. But I would almost, I think I'd say Joris.
is there anyone else? I don't think there's any other real.
Not a title winner, I don't think.
No. The Germans.
This is,
Weinmann.
yeah, Wyman's up there.
We'll go with Weinmann. My knowledge of Germans isn't too good, but
They've definitely finished second and third in the world a few times.
who
Weniger.
did Keeney ride with? Goltz.
Yeah, but I think he's Dutch.
Did he win a world championship?
No, finished second or third.
Are you
Second.
sure he didn't win a world championship?
What Goltzy?
Who did Keeney ride with that won a
Got
world
your phone?
championship?
No one.
Are you sure? I'm sure he told me that someone that he rode with won a world championship. But Hermans hasn't won a world
This
championship.
is like a good topic for Scotty G. This is.
Scotty G would be all over it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, get on the old side.
Maybe we get Scotty G on. Should we ring him in?
Yeah, we could do.
Right. It's the Germans, anyway, Mike. Do you,
I-
know, do you know any Germans?
You're-
You normally just upset the Germans, don't you?
Yeah. I'm saying Weniger. I think Alois Weniger's German.
Weniger.
Let me search it up first because he might not be.
So what we're saying is there hasn't been that many good Germans recently.
No. I mean, obviously, Prummer's best German.
Happich?
Yeah, Happich is. Because Happich has been second in the world as well.
Was Weniger... Did Weniger win?
No, second.
Alright. Wyman, Weniger, Happich. What about Adolf? Adolf in it?
Sniff.
I don't want to do any editing today.
Team France.
This is good.
Valentin Giraud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that good pronunciation or not? Giraud. Did a French guy win a world title? Who was a good French guy like back in the day?
Messine.
Was he like?
Messine won it in. Oh no, I don't know if Messine did win it actually. No, Messine didn't win it. Charles Messine was third in the world, 91. Did Messine win it? I want to say.
What about was there not another better French guy back then? I'm putting Prunier in. Prunier?
Yeah.
You get Prunier.
Who came before Giraud?
Um,
Obviously, there's only one other obvious one. I think it's Benoit Beaumont.
oh, did he not win a world title?
No.
He was pretty good. What about Jean-Marie Haynes? On a lap time at French GP, that man, unbelievable, wasn't
Very
he?
good. Very good.
Very fast.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Benoit. I'll put Ben. Right, next team is
Latvia.
Latvia. Yes.
That's easy. Well,
Is it easy?
yeah, it is. It is easy.
Sergis,
Yeah.
Leobardis.
No.
No Leobardis.
Oh. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Leobardis.
Sergis, Leobardis, Dadas,
Who would your other rider have been then?
Rupix.
All right, fair.
But I forgot about Leobardis. Like, to be fair.
All right. Estonia.
Estonia's hard because.
First one's pretty easy. Varric.
Oh no, it's not hard then. Carrot.
Carrot.
Or a carrot.
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 Carrot. And then who would be third?
Oh,
There's another one. There's another good one. Hang on.
Estonian.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
He's gorgeous.
6th in the world.
Gorge.
2001. He was around for quite a while. He was.
I put George.
We could have said Gordechev, but I think Gorgeous is better for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You could have also said who was that one?
Joe, we forgot from the Dutch.
Who?
Wilfred van Werven.
Did he win all the time?
No, but third in the world.
Is he better than Herman?
No, I don't think he's better than that. To be fair.
No. Herman's going to win a world title this year anyway. I really hope so because
Yeah, I do.
Leobardis is letting me down on this £100 deal.
Well, Van Lucian's definitely
Big
letting me down.
Yeah.
Prunier's your only hope.
Yeah,
So basically, we're all rooting against. Well, me and Mike are rooting against Prunier now.
Maybe I'll have to get him.
Deal with him.
What
Maybe I'll have to go
other,
torpedo in.
I think the teams are quite good at the moment. Looking for Switzerland.
Switzerland.
It's quite a good team.
Was Burglar from?
We need to be careful here because we could say something wrong because it's got to be matey, hasn't it? Backtold.
Hansi. Yes.
And then
Hansen.
Andreas Führer.
Zafura.
Führer. Führer's like 5 times champion or 3.
Because the Swiss in the 80s used to just clean up.
Because we could have put Timmermans in for Holland because he's world champion.
Yeah. Maybe
More than once.
Vieira.
Left chair as well.
Get up, Hermans. Out. Hermans is out. Tim's in.
91, I reckon.
Big up Timmermans.
Yeah. 92, 91.
Hansi Führer and...
I'm not
what about Team Germany? Weinmann. Have we got one?
Yeah, he's in there.
We got one. Don't worry. Right, Swiss.
You could put Husser.
Yeah, Husser's the boy, isn't he?
2 times world champion.
Husser. Did Endo ride with Husser?
Yeah.
I think he used to be more of a mechanic than a rider.
Oh, right, okay.
Was
I
that one?
thought he did have a go with Husser.
Oh no, he did actually ride with Husser, yeah.
Maybe that's who someone rode with.
I think Endo mechanics for Benoit Beaumont.
Yeah, I think he did.
Because Beaumont is the man who nicking man, isn't he?
Yeah. Northern Ireland, we've got Gary Moulds, Neil Campbell, and Emma Moulds.
Well done.
Right.
There must be Sweden.
Sweden. They've got a tidy little team, actually. So, when we're done with this, we're going to upload this, and then we're going to choose top 3. I want results.
Do like a World Cup.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
on what tracks? What tracks we got?
No, I'm just going to just choose it like
What we'll have to do, we'll have to put 10 different tracks into a random simulator, boom it, and then I want results.
Yeah.
Who's finishing where. And then we'll get them all out of retirement.
Yeah.
We'll have a little wager up. Right, Sweden, Soderquist.
Yeah.
Because he was an animal. Can't spell his name, but we're there. You know what I mean.
Soderquist.
Mike, what's your knowledge of Swedish riders like?
It's not going to be good.
Who finished 6th in the world on the left chair in 2000 with their brother?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Philip Stenborg.
Oh, Stenborg, that's it, yeah.
Philip Stenborg.
Simon Stenborg finished 6th in the world in his first year as a passenger.
What's FL for a country code?
Florida. FL.
Because that's Lena. Andreas Lena.
FL.
Is that Finland?
Oh, yeah. Is it?
No, I thought Finland was FIN, wasn't it?
No, because it's all like Germany's D.
Oh, if anyone knows what FL means,
It might be Finland, like. But I don't know. I thought Lena was Swiss.
Stenborg. Who is the third Swedish rider?
Robert Gustafsson.
Gustafsson.
Robert.
Right. What other countries are missing? France. We've got France, got Switzerland, Germany. That's all of them, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Has there actually been any good Czech riders?
Oh, yeah, Czech. Could we do Czech?
Have there been any good Czech riders?
I mean, Cermak.
Cermak. We'll have Cermak.
That's it, isn't it? Cermak. Vachoda. Buchel.
No, Cerny used to rip.
Cerny, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
We're going Cermak, Cerny.
I don't think it's Vachoda, is it? There must be an old Czech rider who used to be decent. Surely. Just can't think. Not sure now.
We'll put Chode in it.
Yeah, put Vachoda.
Chode. Big Chode.
Someone could enlighten us there, probably.
Yeah, so we'll upload these.
Well,
You
our
can have a
ignorance.
little. Let us know what you reckon.
Yeah.
All we done then was name riders. We'll do passengers.
You do a
Passi-
Northern team.
We could do a passenger nations team
Yeah, that's true.
next time.
Yep.
So big up. Right. Should we?
So we're going to settle that somehow, are we?
Yeah, we're going to settle it. We're going to have some little results going on. Right. Dion Reitman has
Yeah.
asked for a roasting segment.
Okay.
So any one of you mouthy fools can get it. And I'm going to start with Dion and Justin,
Yeah.
who
Okay.
absolutely threw it away at the weekend.
How?
Bottle jobs.
What went wrong to throw it
Bo-
away?
bottle
Crashed.
jobs.
Just crashed.
Yeah, but for it, did have arm pump, tired, or just lack of concentration,
I think probably
pressure?
Keep going, keep going. I'm just going to do something.
probably a lack of concentration with he hasn't been leading a Grand Prix.
Yeah,
Like,
but
he was gone.
He was gone, wasn't he?
I know, and I think maybe he had too much time to think and just.
Yeah.
I assume he just went into that corner a bit too hot, back over front. Dion probably hasn't been listening to the podcast enough,
Yeah.
and didn't go over the back of the bike. Is what
Dion
I
was
think.
one of the ones who said it. He didn't think it was necessary, did he?
Well, how necessary is it now, DD?
Was that what they did? They went back over front.
I believe so, because it was in the left and they were facing the wrong way. So,
Could be a passenger error then.
if you can enlighten me on what went on.
Not
yeah.
to say that we weren't a bit gutted about it.
I
a bit
was
gutted
really,
about it.
gutted about it. I still am actually. But yeah. Who else? Oh, Stephen Moody. We'll give him a little rip for the week.
Yeah, he lost his glasses at the weekend, didn't he, as well, and he found them.
Unfortunately, he found them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All the passengers were getting in the fucking D too early at the weekend, coming down that straight.
yeah,
Reece
Hodge,
Cohen was one of them.
you and Ryan were getting ripped. You were in
Ryan was
the
in
roasting
D too early.
segment.
I did tell him.
Endo was letting you have it.
Endo was proper letting you have it in the last chance.
Who?
You and yeah.
Foggy.
For what?
Just ripping you up.
Shit, I couldn't give a fuck, to be honest.
I didn't think you would.
So he could, he could jump on, get behind the bars, and show me how to do it if he wants. It's easy to stand at the old sideline, fucking chirping on. Get on the handlebars and have a fucking go. Bunch of Larry.
So Mike isn't that bothered about it, which is good.
No. What else?
Oh, should we could give Henkster and Selena Yarn a little rip up.
Yeah, they did a little crash.
They done a lot
What
of
the
crash.
hell? On Saturday, come flying off down the side, didn't they?
A few times as well.
Yeah, every time. I think we probably saw every time they crashed, which made it look worse than it was. But they did do a lot of crashing.
Who was the culprit, the driver or the passenger?
I don't know. We never really watched it too much, but luckily they're both all right.
I'll tell you who we can rip up. Prunier. Because they were shit at the weekend. They were so shit. It
Get
was like,
that in the vlog.
I don't. Obviously, I've got £100 on them winning cycle tonight. I was fucking watching it run away at the weekend because it was dog shit. How can you be that good? Like, they are so good on the hard.
Yeah.
They're the best riders we've ever seen on the hard. And in the sand, it was like watching two people who've never been on a sidecar before.
Yeah.
If they had been put in the support class, they wouldn't have won, and they would have looked bad. On Saturday, they couldn't even figure out how to get around the long left. They crashed. Going at walking speed.
I was watching. I thought, hey, they're breaking down.
Yeah.
I think they were having a breakdown. They did pass you at one point though, Mike.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mike was having a breakdown of his own.
Yeah. Yeah. You know at Marder when they ride around the specials on the side of the sidecar?
Yeah, it's one level up from that. It was a level up from that. But
No.
they need to go right. Like they're in with Daniel. Like they need to go riding with Daniel. Or
they
something
need someone to train them in the sand.
Yeah, because that's the package now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you remember Giroud was the same, wasn't he, for years?
And then,
bad in sand, bad, and then one year he come out, he was brilliant.
They're brilliant riders. They just need that little click. Probably what needs to happen is Killian needs to jump on with a sand passenger, and Evan needs to jump on with a sand rider, and then they click back on together. Boom, done. Yeah, and that'd be it. So, yeah,
they've got the
just don't do it this year.
There's a bit of training school you've just let out there. Look.
Yeah.
But I think
come to Monster Mountain in Strasbourg that weekend.
Yeah.
After your performance at the weekend, I think the title's done.
Because they could have, because Herman's fucking first DNF of the year, got away with it,
they
big
were lucky,
time.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Prunier was much better on Sunday than he was on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because on
But
Saturday,
I think the track was better on Sunday.
Yeah.
The track was
they
easier.
Were very bad. So they've been ripped. Veldman, I'm gonna rip him.
Yeah.
Starts.
Yeah, but I
Have
think
you not done a gate drop on a quad?
the Mega's not good at the start.
No. He was getting that desperate, before second race, he comes asked me what he's stumped basically, what's he going to do. So I gave him some thorough advice, and he may as well have started from the second row. So I won't do start practice.
That's why I had my
Mountain.
money on Bax at the weekend, was because I knew he'd get the gate.
Yeah. But what was weird is when Bax was in his prime, he wasn't
Four
a
stroke.
big gator.
He was
wasn't
good
he?
at, but he was good when he got on the 4-stroke.
Little Beeve called it though, didn't he? Obviously, we bet hole shots every time, don't we?
Yeah.
And you betted on Cuban. And he went, Cuban, he's shit out the gate, isn't he? 2 hole shots this weekend.
Yeah. Williamson got one as well, didn't he? That was
From the
wicked.
outside,
I
that
don't know
was
if that was classed as a whole shot though, was it?
Yeah.
It might not have been.
I would have said
Cuban
Cuban got
ran
that, yeah.
first.
He ragged him around the outside.
But Williamson deserved it.
all the
Because
way
he
from the
come
outside.
all the way from the outside.
He sent it in that corner.
Yeah, he was 15th. It
Animal.
was good, that was. I like to see Williamson up there.
Right. Good little question. Were we done ripping everyone? Who else needs ripping?
Can you grab my phone, Mike? Because I've got a little.
I've got a little question, but
I've got a question.
I've got a good question as well. I think the ripping of people's done.
Can't you think of any more? Just put it up. It's fine.
Anyway, what is the worst bit of advice you've ever been given to do with sidecar racing?
Oh, you should have asked this before.
Starting third gear.
Yeah, but that's my advice that I've done, and I've done all right with it. So.
Yeah.
In what way? With a crash has happened from this advice?
Well, you don't have to have necessarily taken the advice, do you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Last year in Poland, Dad told me to do this tabletop into a right-hander, and I
double,
crashed.
wasn't it?
Yeah, a double, and I crashed, and Scott broke his back.
I felt a bit bad about that. But then I felt good when Mike done it after and didn't crash. So, worst bit of advice I've ever been given, because there has been some pretty bad bits of advice that I've been given over my years.
Yeah.
I got told to ride with Colin Dunkley at Fox Hill GP.
It's hard to remember that. I don't know. I've had loads.
Have you been given any bad advice, Mike?
Must have.
Well, back when I first started, this is good actually. This is a good little story.
Right,
for
go
it.
on.
I can't remember who I was riding with. It must have been Johnny Waters or something. He's got injured, but my old man used to always go, "You're never riding off the jumps hard enough." Right?
Yeah.
We've gone to Desert Mine. My old man's got on. I rode off every jump and landed flat and landed in the takeoff. just to punish him. And he was we had to lift him in the van. And on the Monday, on the way to when we had to go to work, so I had to put him in the van again. He started chirping on again. I said, "Not easy over jumping, is it?"
Yeah, that's probably the worst bit of advice he's ever given.
Yeah. I on purposely just done it and just took it. I chinned the handlebars, split all my chin open. But I just thought you're having it because all he would go on about is, "Oh, you're not driving off the jumps hard enough. You're not doing this." It's like, all right.
I've got a good bit of advice that we've been given.
What?
Ryan Humphrey telling us to step up at if and Brett done it easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We went there, didn't we? And the step up was just one of them. You have to either do it or not. And there were a couple of the top right chairs just doing it. Well, Brett reckons he done it the lap before, and he's come in, and Ryan's going, "It's easy. We're doing it. We're doing it." So I was like, "All right, I'll do it. Whatever." Yeah. And as I'm dropping down, like a few corners before, you sort of ride towards the step up, don't you? And I'm thinking, I'm going to do it. And I've just seen Brett case it, and Dan is flying upside down.
Is that where he's on his head?
Yeah. And then me and Scotty just looked at each other and went, "Nah."
Yeah.
I went, "Easy, is it?" Not easy. So that was a stupid bit.
Ryan used to do that quite a lot. Tell us about how easy the jumps were and that.
Yeah. How easy they all are. But no, I think we'll...
Hasn't Ryan asked you some questions? I think he has, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's asked us loads. What questions?
Yeah, I've got a question here from Moody. I'll play it. It's a voice note, so everyone
I
can...
won't be able to understand it.
No. Let me see if it's...
Do you think right-handers have an advantage on the weakest turn? So they have an advantage on the right hand more than we do on the left hand, because coming into a tight right-hander, they can lock the back brake up because they're down on the back brake. Whereas if we're coming into a tight left-hander and we need to be over into position, we can't hit the back brake. Do you know what I mean?
I know what he means. They can still go
When you go into a right-hander... No, if you're going into a left and you're trying to spin round with the rear brake, you don't need to be sat in the chair.
No, that's what...
Basically.
I can normally get the rear brake still.
Yeah, so I don't... The bit where I would say they've got an advantage is...
Coming out of lefts.
Yeah, because it's hard for us to be like that and then on the throttle a little bit, I think. So you can't... Yeah, out of right.
For them lefts.
Yeah, for them lefts, yeah. Because, like, you sort of need to wrestle a bike coming out of a corner sometimes, and you're trying to wrestle a bike plus be on the throttle. It's not an efficient way of riding.
No.
Whereas when you get on one of them, you can really turn the bike and hit the throttle hard.
Yeah.
I would have said, like, a left-hander going left or a right-hander going right. I don't think there's really any advantage.
Can you imagine putting the throttle on the other side on your left hand?
Yeah, I think Arthur said about
There you go.
Arthur's got a story
that.
about that, but the throttle was the wrong way round.
Yeah, it's there to push it.
The throttle was like that.
What?
Yeah, Arthur rode with someone like it.
Every time you hear about bop, bop, bop.
You wouldn't get whiskey throttle though.
Yeah, so, no, I'd say it's not an advantage.
No, I wouldn't. No, I don't think so.
Right, a few more questions.
That's technique again now, isn't it?
Yeah. Basically, the way to describe it is, you can either go into a tight corner and spin the bike round with the rear brake, which means all
But
you
can't drop into the chair.
Yeah,
But you need to be up anyway to be on all the controls, like on the clutch.
Whereas a longer corner that you're riding, carrying your momentum round the corner,
Yeah,
then
you
you
can
can
drop
get
it
in the
in,
chair, then you don't really need the rear brake. So
Depends how grippy it is as well, doesn't it?
there you go, Stephen. Ryan Humphreys asked, would you like to ride with a woman passenger if they were actually any good?
Well, if they can do the job, then it's fine, isn't it? That's what it's about.
That's what you want, someone to do the job, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Makes no difference.
he
to
did
me.
add a little bit more on the end, but I'm not going to read that bit out.
Yeah, probably not appropriate.
What makes sidecars more fun than quads? I think because there's two of you on the bike, isn't there?
When shit starts going a bit south and you get away with it, it's quite fun because you've both experienced the same. Whoa, that was close.
Yeah, but I think if we all rode quads, and we knew everyone, then it'd be different, wouldn't it? But
Yeah, I think
it's
it would
like
be
it's your
different.
crowd, isn't it? Like once you're in the crowd, it's the crowd.
Yeah, I just get a bit bored when I've got.
Like the beer tent the weekend was sick, wasn't it? It was like an English beer tent, really.
Yeah, but everyone was proper having it. I reckon we've had a bit of influence on that.
Yeah, it was good. The music was good.
Yeah,
we was going for it. Rum Club.
Yeah, Rum Club. I've got this. That was like your first proper Rum Club do, wasn't it?
Well, I had a little test out the other week, but I was riding, so I stayed up, but I didn't really drink. I had a little try, and I thought, it's not bad. Like it's pretty good. And then, so on the ferry on the way there, bought my own bottle of rum, cans of Coke. Took it to him.
Yeah, and that was for me as well. Like, the first drink I had that night was a Phil Rogers rum,
Yeah, it's
which he
bad.
taught me how to pour it.
Half a
It was
glass of rum.
horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
It was horrible, but I won't lie.
It gets you wavy,
It was a
like
good drunk,
a nice wavy.
like a nice
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah, I was
Like,
quite into
we're
it.
saying, we want to see Hodge on the rum drunk. I
Yeah.
think it'll be carnage.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be another level.
So we'll Strasbessen back. See you there.
I'm gonna bring some lemon
We've got to try the Bacardi next time, apparently.
Well, I had a Bacardi and it was nicer.
Yeah.
I think you could have that as strong as what he had the Captain Morgan's. But
Yeah.
yeah, so the Rum Club, good stuff.
I wasn't stupidly hungover either.
No, I only drank my rum and then basically just poured my beer over Steve Peters, and then
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Steve Peters was having it.
Everyone was having it, weren't they?
Yeah.
Big up everyone. for
Kylie
having
Moody,
it.
she was going crazy.
Yeah, well, Harley, top off,
Yeah.
Stephen, glasses on, just proper sending it. Like
Yeah, I enjoyed
Craig, Wayne, Roger,
What, he sent it more than
Phil
we
was
sent
going
it?
Phil
for
was
it.
gangster.
Phil was going for it in the
Jack
big tent.
Rogers,
Yeah.
Sophie, we'll call her Sophie Rogers, Beeve,
Yeah.
H, Jim.
Sophie's twin.
So yeah, Sophie Rogers got a twin, Dutch twin, Sophie van der Rogers.
Sophie Van Rogers, yeah.
So yeah, it's good stuff. Have you ever worked out how much it's ever cost you to do a full GP season?
I bet it's 20 to 30 grand.
I worked out 40 grand one year I done.
You did 40 grand.
Hmm.
I suppose if you count, like, obviously, if you when you buy a new bike, you offset last year's bike and blah blah blah. But if you didn't do that, then
No, I didn't have to buy a bike that year, but what I did was, in that calculation, was getting my engines done at the start of the year,
yeah.
and then at the end of the year, getting my engines done.
So they're back to square one again.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
probably a few grand fluctuation, but I reckon you can eat. I think you would struggle to go GP racing over here for less than 30 grand.
Yeah,
and that wasn't
proper.
including time off as well.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Time off.
Yeah, so like you're probably 40 grand out of pocket by
Yeah.
the time you take your wages and stuff.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're probably close to 30, 40 grand.
Yeah. Which upset me a bit because I'd done quite a few years where I haven't worked it out, and then I worked it out, and then it upset
Probably
me.
shouldn't have.
So. Do you think a GP support class? Do you think like they could do like a bit of a GP support class championship thing? Well, probably not wise actually, seeing as you don't get that many. But like, did you think the GP support was good, and would you like to see it in more GP sidecar rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, but people ain't going to travel everywhere, are they?
No.
They'd have to pick like the closer, like
Yeah.
in Germany.
The Dutch is always going to be good, and they were clever because they.
does Strass have it?
Well, I
normally?
believe they are this year.
What do they call it?
Should we do the support class? Who's best English passenger of all time? Should we have options? Joe Millard, Josh Chamberlain, Luke Peters, Jason Peters.
Well, Luke Peters has got the most British titles, hasn't
Has he got more than Josh? It's got to be close between Luke, Josh, and Joe. How many? No,
No, not Joe.
Joe not there.
Joe's got 3.
Right.
he? Did he get his first one with a brownie?
Yeah, he got
Is
one
it?
with Stu.
So
And then the first year he rode with Brett, they didn't get one. And then he's won 2 with Brett, so it's 3.
I reckon Josh has got 6, has he? And Luke's got 7.
Josh would have won it in 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, Brett won it. No, 17. 17 Joe won it.
Yeah.
18 Brett won it. 19
Josh.
Josh. And 21 Josh.
22 Josh. He's got fucking 9.
Has he? Bloody hell.
Yeah, so he's got it on miles, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm sure Josh. That's right, isn't it? They won it.
11. Yeah, 11, 12.
They won it 11. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They won it in 12.
No one else has won it, have they?
No. Yeah, they definitely won it 13, 14, 16. 16 was his last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then, 19, 20. So he's got 3 in like the second part of his second phase. So he's got 6 and 3.
Yeah, 9. Yeah.
Bloody
I
hell.
didn't realise.
Well, there's your
I'm
art.
surprised he didn't go for number 10.
Yeah, he would have had it easier.
I don't know how many Gary Withers has got.
This is not going to be anywhere near 9, is it?
Well, I don't know. No. And Johnny Chambers. Be up
Thing
there.
is though, then you go into world ranks, don't you?
Yeah,
They've
and
had-
Josh
had some good
Josh
things.
has had a few thirds in the world. He's probably... Would you say... There's probably passengers that have won more races than Josh. GP races, is there?
I mean, possibly Jason Peters.
Because did they go 1-1 at Roggenberg or not?
Yeah.
So he's done two wins at Roggenberg. He's done
2 at Ruddersburg.
2 at Ruddersburg. Well, he's definitely done more than 2 at Ruddersburg, hasn't he? Because they must have won individual races at Ruddersburg before.
No.
Never.
Brownie won one in 09.
Oh, right,
With
okay.
Luke.
They won... Did they win a race in Brew one year?
Yeah, they won the overall, but they won a race on the way there.
Right.
I can't tell you that many times that Stu's won a race.
No. So maybe 5 race wins. Joe's got 2. 2 race wins.
Yeah. Did he win a race in Ruddersburg last year then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, most decorators got to be Josh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, ability-wise, it's really hard to say. Joe's an anomaly because his style was so much different
Yeah.
that like it's really hard to compare him. But he's got to be good. When I watched him at Canada Heights,
Oh, he's sick.
unbelievable. Yeah, some things about how much did I enjoy. Dafford Davies asked me how much did I enjoy being in West Wales riding a tank. Well, that wasn't the best bit of the weekend. I quite enjoyed watching him try and do a start on a solo and ended up, some reason, he's running next to the bike. And then, to be fair, he was pushing on in the race and they nearly went through the ropes on the last corner trying to pass someone.
He's
So-
racing then.
Yeah. Stick to quads. No, it's good. We got any other rumours for next year? I like a bit of rumouring. I
No,
don't
I've
think
not
there
heard
really is
anything
any, is
else.
there?
No, not really.
Right, well,
Could wrap it up.
we'll wrap it up, I reckon. We could finish it on
Yeah.
Steve Peters' little comment about how to fix the low numbers of riding.
A lot more shagging.
Yeah. Steve's got a theory. If everyone stops pulling out all the time, we're going to have a lot more teams in 16 years. So
Yeah.
give it a go.
Yeah.
And on that note, hit the jingle.
Let's go.